Hey guys, we're the Jersey Comic Crew. In today's episode, we are doing a discussion on Cobra Kai Season 4. Season 3 just came out on Netflix. Watch a review if you haven't already. We'll see you in a moment.
Hey everybody, Chris and Rob here of the Jersey Comic Crew. Welcome back for another exciting episode. We are breaking down everything speculation-wise, theory-wise, from the end of Cobra Kai Season 3, leading into Season 4. There are some things we did not touch upon in our first episode. Make sure you go check out our review of Season 3. Rob breaks it down beautifully in 3 acts. We talk about all the nice plot points, all the character moments, all the hilarious dick drawings on casts. and in this one, we're going to break down some theories. So one of the biggest things, the overarching season, Rob, has to be John Kreese and his backstory and origin.
Yeah,
which gives the monster a little bit of a heart to begin with, huh?
Right? We see during the Season 3, we kind of see like his backstory of how he was in Vietnam. He was a vet. He was forced to learn these martial arts because of his captain in the platoon. He found news that like his girlfriend was back home, was dead, but didn't say anything because he knew he wouldn't join the mission. Kreese messed up on a mission, didn't want to kill one of his friends, which in turn made them POWs. And then they had a fight for survival. And Kreese went up for one of his friends, the smaller little guy, fights the captain, essentially kills him and lets him fall into the Cobra pit. Mm-hmm. And what I didn't get was my fiance was sitting there. She's like, "Oh my God, that's him. That's him." I'm like, "What do you mean that's him?" The little guy, his name is Twig, and apparently he's the bad guy from Karate Kid 3 who first created Cobra Kai and had all the money to do so. And Kreese and him were best buddies, and that's how he became like head of Cobra Kai. And she believes that the person he caught at the end was this little weak Twig guy.
Yep. And if
who is that guy?
So everyone thinks he is a guy named Terry Silver.
Okay.
And your fiance Heather would be right if all the speculations are correct. She's right on the right track. She's a Karate Kid master herself. Because
I was like,
Terry Silver is like the Emperor to Kreese's Vader, per se.
Really?
So he's like worse than Kreese. He was a guy who was just mentally unhinged and like he was fighting kids, adults, everybody.
He's fighting kids?
Especially in the 80s where it wasn't frowned upon as much. So
yeah, okay.
At the end, when they kind of, Kreese wins that fight, the Vietnam soldiers are making them fight over the snake pit. And he has to win this fight with his commanding officer. The cavalry finally comes to save them. Mm-hmm. And he releases his other, buddies from this, bamboo cell that they've all been trapped in. Like Rob said, they're POWs.
Yeah.
And this one guy, like Twig, he was this kind of cowardly, like crying, whimpering guy that they were just basically told him to shut up every day. Mm-hmm. And he was like, whatever you need, anytime, I'm there for the rest of my life.
That's powerful.
At the end of the season, Kreese calls him up and he's like, "Hey, I need you to come out here." And that's one of the biggest questions I've had about this show, because in season 2, when you bring John Kreese in, mm-hmm. you are now saying, okay, Johnny is not the bad guy anymore. Like, he's the bad guy in Karate Kid. Like, Johnny wasn't really the bad guy to begin Cobra Kai anyway. We kind of flipped it. Mm-hmm. But now you bring Kreese in, you're like, all right, Kreese is going to do something crazy.
He's going to be the one that they're eventually going to have to team up with to take down, which we kind of get.
Yeah, we get the start of it, right? I think we predicted last season that him and Johnny and Daniel were going to team up with their own dojo a little earlier in this season, but we didn't get to see that yet. But once you bring Kreese in, right, like it's Crazy Town. He's the big bad. But the question is, if this show wants to go another couple seasons, which we obviously know there's going to be another season, but if it wants to go a couple more seasons now, it's with Netflix, they might want to extend it a couple more seasons. You can't really have Kreese be the big bad every year getting away with it. You know what I mean? Like Mojo Jojo and Powerpuff Girls, which is a terrible reference, but like you can't just have this kind of recurring guy who's like, because how high can you up his ante before he has to pay for something? You know what I mean?
I feel you there. I mean, like, my thing is, I think next season, personally for me, is probably going to be the last one. And I see, I think you were saying maybe we'll go to 5. I think this next season is them training for the for the tournament at the end, right? All the kids are like, oh my God, I'm going to learn how to fight. We're going to do Johnny's method and Daniel's method. There's going to be some back and forth on who does the meta method. Johnny's unorthodox in cement. Daniel's like yoga, breathing. You're going to have all that fun stuff. And then at the last end of the arc, you're going to get the tournament. And at the end of the tournament, they're going to win. Kreese goes away. And in typical 80s fashion, that's going to be the end of it. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think so. I think Kreese is the ultimate loophole guy, right? Like, he's always a step ahead. He got this, BS restraining order against Amanda because she slapped him in the face, knowing she was going to go get one for him. He was at the PTA meeting fighting for the tournament and kissing the right butts and all that stuff. And he's always a step ahead. I think he's going to have a loophole because obviously the one thing they don't do well in the show is talk about contracts and leases very well.
Oh, my God.
Somehow Johnny has a lease and this business, and now the name's already gone to Kreese, and he's paying, like,
how about a handshake deal? What are you talking about?
School.
This is 2019. We're not in the 80s where you freaking write things in pencil and erase it and you think that's illegal. Like,
he tries to get a handshake deal with the new place.
Oh my God, yeah.
But so I think maybe Terry Silver's in the background, like upping the ante with how crazy he is.
How do you up the ante though? Like, these kids are already
I
gang wars in people's houses.
I think he's going to come help him with Cobra Kai. One, Terry Silver is the originator of Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Kreese. It was given to Kreese, but Terry Silver kind of originated Cobra Kai. And so whatever it would be great to see kind of backstory with Terry Silver as well, kind of like how we saw with the Vietnam stuff, maybe post-Vietnam, what made Terry Silver go from kind of this coward, scared human being to this crazy person.
Okay.
And this belligerent crazy person. And
what if
that would be an interesting arc.
What if the show then, instead of ending in the 4 seasons, they do it in 5 because Netflix likes to do things in 5. This whole 4 season is the development of these children. Obviously, the love triangles that are all going on right now with, Robbie and the other crazy girl. We have Sam and Miguel, Johnny and his wife, stuff like that. And we get the introduction of this character and then, causing a ruckus. And then we don't get, no. I was thinking maybe we don't get the tournament arc until season 5, but they're not going to delay it that long.
No, we're getting the tournament, but I think the tournament's going to be big for a couple reasons. One, Robbie has gone down the spiral of mental, just anger and rage and doesn't know where to put it. And he's, clearly not able to take responsibility as much as everyone else has kind of taken responsibility for their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, thrown it at his dad. His mom's in rehab. His dad's training this other kid like his own and like screwing off. Daniel called the cops on him, and he doesn't see. He's blinded by his own anger, and he's using Kreese as an out for that to get back at his dad. I think Robbie's gonna have kind of like the Hawk break where he wakes up. I don't know if that's gonna be before or after the tournament.
Okay.
I also think the tournament, I would love to see also an adult division. I would love to see
and like Johnny, an expedition match maybe.
Oh, maybe I would love to see Johnny, LaRusso, Kreese, Terry Silver.
That'd be dope.
Even bring over what's his face from Japan,
Chosen.
Bring everyone, just throw everyone in there like the ultimate DBZ tournament. And just go nuts and have an adult division and a kids division, and maybe the adults, if you win and you're part of Cobra Kai, you get your first round, you already get a bye, you're already past the first round.
What about this? Let's say Cobra Kai loses, right? Which they're probably going to lose, but the loophole, right, is Terry Silver's dojo. Yeah. It's not called Cobra Kai. Maybe it's like Double Cobra. Or something, you know what I mean? It's something.
Eagle Fang.
It's not Eagle Fang. Oh my God, terrible name. But it's like something.
Is anyone else's shirt a little snug?
He's like, do some sit-ups. And I was like, what does it mean?
So great.
And he's like, maybe it's a different one that's even meaner than them, right? They're all juvie kids. They're all gangsters. They're all
they also kind of had them I think it would be interesting to see Now the focus is kind of on Robbie being the Cobra Kai guy, right?
Yeah.
He's training him in the back at night while everyone else is gone. Hawk's gone. it's really Robbie's the main one, Tori is there, and then you have the other kids, the douchey athletes from high school.
Yeah.
That one kid I hate. And well, they're like stealing a snake because cool. But I think the next aspect to up it is kind of what you said. Like, what about those two guys who are in jail who used to be Robbie's best friends?
Oh,
who are
those
like
kids.
legit,
Yeah.
like they do legit crimes. Like if you bring
those
them
criminals,
like talk about like stuff that's going to be a dirty fight. I would, I think it'll be great. You got to have Sam versus Tori at the end somehow. You got to have Robbie versus Miguel somehow. And
now, who does Hawk fight now? Hawk fights whoever. Hawk just got demoted essentially after he became good, right?
Well, that was the one storyline of the season I wasn't a fan of. I didn't like how, like, I get Hawk was going to snap out of it eventually, right? He went through this whole like kind of existential crisis.
I think it took too long to snap out. To be honest with you,
I don't. I think he was struggling legit with, I think he was about to snap out of it, and then those bullies who used to bully him when he was kind of like this dirty loser came in, and he's like, I can't back down to these guys. I can't walk out now. I have to show them I'm the guy. You know what I mean? And that's why he goes nuts on that one fat kid, like in that kid's face. So I don't necessarily think his story took long. I just don't like how quickly it abruptly was just like, all right, I'm back now. And no one's like, screw you. You broke his arm. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, oh, he's back now, and now he's in the dojo. Like, no one has any qualms about it.
Maybe we're going to get that in season 4, but, like, in the battle, like, everybody's adrenaline, he's an ally. I guess they're like, all right, whatever, you're with us, or we're going to, like, do this to survive. I don't know, but I think the ultimate question is, like, the fate of Cobra Kai as the show. I think it's doing fantastic. I think it's got maybe 1 to 2 more seasons, personally.
I think there's at least 2.
I'm looking forward to this. I mean, what do you think the new dojo is going to be? Miyagi-Do Hawk with Fang? Like, Miyagi-Do Fang? Like,
I don't think Daniel's going to give up that name.
Yeah,
it's too close to him. I think, Johnny, you're going to have a lot of great kind of 80s banter of, like, him making fun of the name. And that's going to be interesting, right? Like, that dojo with both of them, which thought we were going to see in season 3. But that conflict with their different styles where, Daniel LaRusso's very, like, defense is the key. It's about self-defense. And Johnny's like, you're a pussy. This is about kicking ass.
You're going to kick ass to take names, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I think they're going to have to figure it out. There's going to be some type of come into the middle section of how their styles are taught. And maybe it's, hey, what does this student prefer?
Oh, maybe.
And then the best way is to train against each other kind of thing. But I think that's going to be one of the biggest kind of underlying plots of the season, along with, when Daniel's away running his business, Johnny has nothing else to do. He's going to be training these kids. Is he going to be like teaching his daughter like crazy stuff?
Yeah, he's definitely he's going to take him to the junkyard while Johnny's away.
Do the cement truck.
Yeah.
Which is Miguel's awesome. Like, yeah, we trained in cement truck. Cement truck?
She's like, I trained in the pond.
Yeah, I trained on the pond. Oh, the pond. But, like, it's going to be interesting to see these relationships. I can also see, like, Robbie and Tori eventually becoming a couple because they're both insane. And they've gone down the rabbit hole of just, like, detached mentality and no reasoning. It's kind of just anger and pain for now. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of stuff next season. And I can't see next season being the end personally. Because the tournament, I feel like, has to take up a couple episodes.
It has to. They have to do it right.
2 to 3 at least.
Fair.
With the buildup of, like, we only have this many days to train, Like,
of course.
Maybe it takes them to Okinawa. Who knows?
That'd be cool.
But, one trope we have seen, though, is every season has had hints of, like, Karate Kid 1, 2, and we haven't seen much of 3. I think Terry Silver's a big hint for this season. Yeah. Because season 3 kind of had a lot of season 2 tropes.
Yeah.
Season 1 and 2 kind of had a lot of season 1 tropes. So if if you're kind of just reading the writing on the wall, that would make sense as well.
Guys, that is our episode of our speculations for season 4 of Cobra Kai. What are your theories? Comment down below. We're very excited to hear your thoughts.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up, like on that video. Really helps us out a lot more than you guys even know. And then please, if you are new, subscribe. Damn it. Let me do it again.
Sure.
I forgot the word notifications. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up, like, really helps the channel out a lot. And make sure you subscribe if you're new. Turn on those notifications. You don't want to miss any more episodes of the Jersey Comic Crew when we talk about everything Cobra Kai and more likely comic books and everything else like that. And as always, I'm Chris. That's Rob. We're the Jersey Comic Crew, and we'll see you next time.